of training within our agency or with other agencies?
With other agencies. So they give you unconstitutional orders within that training.
The men and women that I lead are going to know who I am, and they're going to know what I'm about, and they're going to know what I stand for. And with no uncertain terms or without a lot of fancy words, I'm going to explain to them that your orders come from me, clear and simple, so that if something happens, then they can simply point to me, because I'll have the atlas on my shoulders, and they can go, he told me. Whether I tell them do not do it or do it, then the responsibility is going to be mine. They won't have to make whether it's a moral or constitutional judgment. I know 99% of these people that I work with within this department, and I know that they're good people, and I know that they're trying to do the right thing, and what they're looking for is a leader that's going to be the example and show them, but at the same time, he's going to stand in front of them and take the bullets for it, because that's what's going to happen. Whether it ends up being, the feds coming in here threatening, hey, Sheriff, I'm going to throw you in jail. Okay, so that's how I'm going to combat that. They're going to know that, orders come from me. Orders come from me. I am not going to allow them to come under the command of another agency or the military. There is absolutely, positively no way. It's not going to happen. I don't even care if it's joint training. If I look at that joint training, it better be beneficial for my people, because I've already said feds have a great training facility up there. I want to use that to my benefit, but I'm not going to put my people into where, hey, now we're learning how to do the things the federal way. You remember what the federal government has given us. There's several bad instances of leadership within law enforcement. And I just won't do it. Any
foreign troops?
No, absolutely not. There's absolutely no. We have enough of them already on our soil. We just don't know where they're at. So no. Absolutely not.
Have you heard of PDD 51 before?
If I'm thinking it's the rumor that's going around, but explain it to me. No, I haven't heard of it. There's been some rumored stuff going on, and I haven't really looked at it. But
I'll send you a copy of the link from the White. It's actually from the White House. It was signed by Bush in May of 2007.
Knowing that where my powers come as the sheriff, I can simply say no. Not in my county, not in my house, not in my town is it going to happen. So, well, the great thing is, I won't say the great thing is, but if we train and we prepare and we take the money that the federal government gives us now, and we've already got some of that equipment stashed, I'm sure. It's just, but the radio systems and the program, then the equipment that we have in place right now, as long as we've got that up to date, I don't have to use that stuff. It's there. Sure, if Diablo can, you know what Diablo is?
Yes.
Okay. If that goes up and we have a huge glowing ball there, there's equipment that the federal government has given us so that we can monitor RADs and stuff like that, and that's fine. And it will become a federal disaster, I'll let them take that. That's part of theirs anyway. That falls under their security. It's in my county, but it doesn't mean that I have to quarantine my entire community of Avila or Avila Beach, and that I can take and pull those people out of there, And that's my first concern. I don't care about what happens with Diablo. I don't care about what the federal government does at that point. Once I get my citizens out of there, then I'll deal with them, and I'll keep them, Although I'm not a politician, I can read them pretty good. So I'm a great studier, and I've watched them, and I think I can deal with them. And that's the thing, There's a lot of people out there who have made the mistake when I said, my badge doesn't say Barney Fife, and He went, oh man. So I think I've got the ability and the knowledge and the desire to work within the county, do what I have to do. But when the feds come in, I'm going to put a real handle on them. And so, am I going to take their federal funding? You bet. Until they say, oh, wait a minute, we know what you're doing. Then I'll look other ways. You know, there's enough people in this county that once they have a sheriff that they like, and that is looking out after them, they'll support that sheriff. And it may be fundraisers, it may be whatever, it may be car washers or whatever we do. But you know, we'll get the funding. You know, and great example is the fact that I want 3 canine dogs. I want one in the North County up here, one in the South County, one on the coast. And I want them so that if we have somebody that runs, if we need to do tracking or anything like that, we have that dog. The people of this county will help support that. There's no doubt in my mind. All we have to do is start supporting them. As a unit or as a department, we're not involved at all with the communities that we serve. Oh, sure, we do a couple things every once. We have a sheriff's day at the ranch, and we bring out all our neat toys and stuff and let the people walk around, and we give the kids hot dogs. That's 1 or 2 days out of the year. That's not enough. So that's how I'll combat that. Is it a strong possibility? Of course. You know, that's going to be the next thing that's going to happen to Arizona. When the Supreme Court looks and says, your immigration law is legal. There's not a thing we can do about it, Mr. President. Okay, well, whatever federal aid they got, we're going to take it. You know, that's what they've done over the years. You know, when they wanted the speed limit lowered to 55, you do it, or we're going to take your federal highway funding away. And some states did it. There are states that said, we don't need you. And, you know, the same thing they did when they wanted to lower the BAC, the blood alcohol content, for being legally drunk. Do it, or we're going to take away funding for your state highways or your federal highways. You know? I've been in law enforcement for over 22 years now. I think just having to deal with extortion a couple times and investigate it, that clearly falls under the definition of the California Penal Code of extortion. You know, forcing somebody to do something. So I see it happening. You know, will they try to? Yeah, but, you know, I think 25, I'll take it back. Is it 25? I think about 15% of our budget right now is from federal funding. 15%. That equates down to, it's probably about a million, maybe $1.5 million that we get from the feds, which equates out to 6 or 7 positions within the sheriff's department. I already know that I have to cut my budget. You know, I've got to find cuts someplace, because the economy's not going to get any better next year. And maybe by 2012 it'll get better, but so I know I'm going to have to cut. There's money to be saved there. And if I lose that $1 million from the feds, or that 1.5 million from the feds, yeah, I'm not worried about it.
I think you're very aware.
I am fully aware of it, and no, I will not allow. I like where I'm living. My wife likes where I'm living, or where we're living, and warrantless searches is, you know, not only is it unconstitutional, but it's immoral. It's immorally wrong. So, no, I won't do it, and I will not allow the federal government. In fact, given the opportunity, I am going to really get the finer points from a few people that I've had the opportunity to meet, to figure out just exactly how they're dealing with the federal government when they're coming into their county. And once I've got that, then I'll send notice, and that's probably when the firestorm will start. When I go, hey, Mr. Feds, guess what? You want to come into my county? Come to me first. Show me what you've got. Prove to me that you have the right to be here.